Fame, if you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life to cling to? Long.
Welcome, everybody, to the Boomer Pod podcast. We're doing a little bit of a change up right now. We're going from entertainment interviews to a general opinion poll with some very interesting topics. Our first guest is JF La Chapelle.
Nice to see you.
We interviewed JF on the entertainment podcast, but he's been good enough to agree to join us today. Hello, JF. How are you?
Hey, good yourself? It's a pleasure to join you guys. And yeah, I'm very excited to talk about some good topics that are really, some of them are really, really important in my life. So yeah, it's good. I'm happy to be here.
Good, good. Let's start with the first topic, business in general. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I love, like, obviously I'm a stuntman, stunt coordinator. So obviously I work in the film industry, but also I do own two karate schools, two martial arts schools. So that was kind of my background. I was studying, and then I became an owner of karate schools. And I would say I'm a businessman before being a stunt performer, a coordinator. So that was obviously something that was very helpful in terms of my entertainment career. So definitely love business, love talk about business and whatever surrounds money.
And how do you look at your business as of today?
I mean, nowadays it's a bit harder for me to go. Like I still own the two karate schools with my partner. I can't really be there, but the way we've structured it is that it could function without us. So it's more as a managing thing. So obviously a business is hard because you need to put a lot of effort and there's no money that comes with it at first. It's hard that it's a business that it booms and it right away works. So on our end, we worked very hard, but we were able to manage a nice team and make it successful by working hard, building a team around you that are also looking at the same target. And now they're the people in place and they're doing a fantastic job. And that makes me a very proud owner of that business, but also makes me go on my quest to be a stunt coordinator, stunt performer, like day after day. So it's fantastic.
And how do you see the business in general changing in the future?
I mean, it's hard nowadays with everything happening in our in our society, everything in the US and Canada. I mean, it's very hard to know what's going to happen, especially I feel with money and the AI coming up and we feel it in my business and the entertainment industry. But I think a lot of people feel it everywhere and impacts all sorts of businesses and the money aspect, like is there going to be cash money around, like all these various opinions. I just wish hopefully that everybody that works hard and earns their money will be able to continue and live off their passions and actually make a nice living, and it doesn't become something that's just owned by a bunch of people and then the rest are kind of following up. So crossing fingers that the way we're evolving is not into some kind of
Will do.
yes.
Will do. Let's move on to travel.
Yes.
Now, what kind of travel do you do as far as the job is concerned?
So mainly for the job, I've been in the US a bit, but mainly for me, it's in Canada. So I will travel from Montreal to Toronto to Vancouver. These are my kind of three areas. Vancouver, I go a tiny bit less. It's on the West Coast, but Montreal and Toronto are really the ones that I'm most implied in. And I do travel all the time. So basically, my home base, my family is on the west side of Montreal. And I usually shoot in Toronto on my end for the past, I'll say 10, 15 years. So what I do is that I work Monday to Friday, and whenever we wrap on Friday night, could be very late evening or early morning, even on Saturdays, I'll travel back home, spend time on the weekend, and go back Sunday night to be ready for the week. So it is very challenging, hard, and it could take a good toll on on myself and the family. But we make it work, and it is a lot of traveling, but at the same time, it is a passion. It's fun. We were kind of evolving that way, so it's not new for us, but it's definitely something we got to manage and cope. But I would say my travel is mainly here, a bit of the US, and obviously a bit in Europe as well. We've been to Switzerland to shoot, and all and that type of stuff. So yeah, so it's good. It's fun, but challenging, I'll say.
And how about enjoyment travel?
Yes, that's something that we always look forward to. So basically, every winter, like Christmas break, we try to make a nice long vacation with the family because that's our time to reconnect. I have two boys that are 15 and 16, and that's kind of our locked in time from like December, I'll say 19th, whatever, till January 7th. We try to really take 2, 3 weeks around Christmas break to really disconnect, stay together. And I would say whenever I can and I finish a project and there's time, I will try to leave. So our goal, I don't want to say my, but my wife's and I goal is really to travel, see as much as possible. We really like going down south tropical stuff. We went to Costa Rica last winter. We've been to a bunch of places. The minute I'm done this project, Miniature Wife, we're potentially trying to go to Spain for like 3 weeks or a month. So we're really trying to see a bunch of places. And that's like pretty much our main goal is to travel. We just love traveling, exploring, looking at different cultures, and it's a real privilege to be able to work and afford these things, but at the same time, it's very nourishing and it's definitely a passion. It's fun.
How about flexibility as far as your job is concerned?
Yeah, I'll say that's the trickiest point. That's really one topic that's hot for me because flexibility is like non-existent pretty much. So once we start a project, I'm there full time. My expectation from myself and my team is to be always giving 110% and trying to deliver the best product. But at the same time, it means being there Monday to Friday, pretty much like I'll say 12 hours a day, like at least if we're shooting, sometimes it goes 14, 15 hours a day. And it doesn't mean we're not going to shoot or prep on a Saturday. So once we commit to a job and it's a 6 month job, we know we're locked in. There's no fun time. If we have planned something on a long weekend or whatever, it's almost automatic. I'll tell my wife and whoever is going that like, hey, sorry, but I might not make it. So the flexibility is no bueno. But on the other end, we know that there's kind of an end date, and that's where we tend to plan a bit more stuff nowadays. Because with experience, obviously, there's been lots of deceptions of like, oh, we're looking for this, that, and whatever. And obviously, the flexibility not being there, it's just not happening. So yeah, we learned it, but it's now it's enjoyable and we try to make it work so it's all aligned.
Now you've got two boys at wonderful ages.
Correct.
And how about your flexibility and your wife's flexibility with their wants?
So obviously the good news is that when I'm not shooting, I could be home and I'm kind of the dad that could do a bunch of stuff, especially at 15 and 16, you're basically a cab driver. So bring them to this, that, whatever, friends and driving lessons and whatnot, activities. On the other end, when I'm shooting for 6, 7 months, my wife is guarding that fort by herself. It's definitely hard, and yeah, I mean, I raise my hat, and she's fantastic and awesome because it is difficult. Like doing it for 2 weeks is something, but she's pretty much like a lone mother for a bunch of months. I go back on the weekends. I mean, when I'm there on the weekends, I try to help as much as possible, and I do as much. Obviously, I try to compensate. But that being said, it's still Monday to Friday is 5 days out of 7. So she's definitely the boss lady, and she has a lot of things to do.
Now there's an age-old comparison that's been made many times, and it's called happiness versus fun. What's
Yes.
your take on that?
So obviously, I feel that, I'll say it's it's not, I mean, it's easier to have fun. So obviously fun comes for me spontaneously, like we're having a drink or we're having a little sporting activity. It's all like little bits and pieces. But for me, fun doesn't mean that you're fundamentally happy. Like for me, happy is more as a longevity term and I mean, I'm a smiley person. I like to be happy in general. For me, if there's a bad situation, I try to turn it around and really explore it in a way where it's positive for everyone. And in that way, I kind of live a happy life. But fun could be very short-lived, I find, and it could be very minimal. And I try to live my way, which obviously I have a bunch of fun, but I want to be happy all in all. And one tool that obviously helps the happiness is a good base. So family, kids, like whatever is happening in your personal life is going in a positive way really helps you, I feel, to be happy in general in your job, the way you talk to people and all that stuff. And no lies, I mean, if there's a bit of money there, obviously it's a bit easier to live a happy life as well because you could do a bit more stuff. So that obviously helps in a way. So yeah, that's my thought on it.
Now, how about your family? Do they
Yeah.
move from happiness to fun or back and forth? And how do you handle that?
See, that's very good because obviously we that's touching a good subject because obviously we throw a lot of fun pieces at them, but the emotion of non-happiness sometimes because it's a long time being apart or not everything is possible at a certain time or what we I mean we're so different than classic families. Like I'm not doing 9 to 5. I'm not there every day at home, so it's very particular. I don't think and like I don't think it's that lifestyle is made for like everyone. But yeah, on that end, I mean once I'm shooting a lot, it's a lot I feel we're throwing a lot of fun parts, but we try to make it as happy as possible. But it is difficult, I'll say that. There's definitely, when I'm shooting, there's definitely more fun than happy. And then the main course of happiness comes back after. So it's a good mix.
Now, free reign on this one, JF.
Yes.
What are your beliefs?
I mean, I believe in like trying to do the right thing. Like, I mean, this is a very important thing for me. Like sometimes in life, it's not black and white and it's not it could be very tricky and situations and what's happening. So for me what's really important is that I believe everyone is trying to do their best and everyone is trying to do a positive outcome out of any situation, either personal or with friends or with coworkers or whatever. I have a hard time with people that are just trying to pull people down or trying to, backstab them or all that kind of stuff. So my belief is really like whatever you're gonna dissipate around you, yeah, well, like whatever goes around comes around type of thing. So whatever you're trying to dissipate in terms of good energy and what you want will come back as well. So I truly believe that trying to have a positive attitude, trying to fix stuff, trying to be happy, trying to live a good life is the way to succeed and really enjoy yourself. So that is definitely my way of living and believing. Yeah.
Higher power?
I mean, this is tricky, obviously. There's always higher power and I feel everybody feels that. Like wherever you go, you see someone and you're like, "Wow, you've made it that far." But then when you're in that position, you're always like, "Wow, I made it that far, but look at all this above." There's always something above you, I feel, and it's always tricky because you're always trying to cater to something, or someone. And I feel you got to dissociate a bit and it comes back to my belief. Like you just got to try to do your best and do a good job and have a bit of, I don't want to say overconfidence, but just confidence that you can evolve and be a better person and try to make it work because the higher power will obviously always be kind of a gray cloud above you. Some are great. I like some bosses I have, the one I have now is fantastic. They're phenomenal. Like it's just easy, but some are less great and it's a bit trickier and you just gotta cope with it. So, I mean, there's always higher power. And the funny fact for me is always like whatever level you reach in life, society, job, whatever you want, name it, it never stops. There's always someone above or something. So it's tricky because you're like, yeah, I made it, but then you got to cater to something else and then pressure, stress, whatever. So yeah, it could be tricky.
And how do you handle that with your boys?
I try to be a father that's really, I'm not the kind of father that's a punisher, like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, or blah, 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 you failed at school, whatever. Not that they fail at school, but like, I don't try to be that type. I try to be the father that really shows them another angle. So I try not to be their friend either because I am their dad all in all, but I'll try to present it in a way where, well, look, I mean, if you do want to go there, it is your decision. But understand that if you're going there and maybe in a few years from now you look back, will that be the right decision for you type of thing. So I try to present it in an angle that's like, hey, you're seeing the wall here. If you want to run and go in it, fine. But understand that there is another way that you could potentially, it could potentially be way better for you in the future. But now you make the decision. If I try to push too hard a decision or a way of life, I feel I'm unsucceeding because it's more like, okay, my dad said this. I want to do that, blah, blah, blah. I just try to be kind of a mentor more than a dad and a whoosh. and a kind of a punishing figure. So, and that seems to be working quite good. So I'm don't want to jinx it. I'll cross fingers, but it's a good way, I think, of angling them in life. I mean, if they were 7 and 8 years old, would be different, but at 15 and 16, they're becoming grown men and they have their own opinion. And obviously, dad and mom might not be the best at that point. We're always like, we don't know, blah, blah, blah. We don't know things. They know all of it already. So, yeah, you try to present it in another way. I think that works fine. It works pretty good.
Do you have doubts, JF?
I do. I mean, people that know me well are like, "Oh my God, you never doubt yourself." So I try not to show it because obviously, as a stunt coordinator in like my everyday life, I will not doubt when something is anchored and I planned it, that I have no doubt that it will succeed and it will work. But there's always a part of me that doubts some stuff, like the way I approach things, the way some relationships are going, the way sometimes I exchange with someone. I'm like, is that person really truthful? I think it's normal to have doubts, but I think also a way to detour this is really trying to do your best to, if it's something that's within your powers, I mean, you do as much as you can to kind of overstep that. But if it's not in your hands, I mean, then it's if there's a little gut feeling at some point that tells you something, I mean, sometimes you should listen, and if you feel it's not the right course, maybe you bypass it. But we all have that little voice in our head sometimes that's like, not too sure. I mean, maybe before trusting someone, you explore it a bit more before you go too deeply into that relationship or whatever. But yeah, definitely interesting, the doubting thing. Not something for my job really, but there is doubts all the time.
Now, are you as self-confident as you look?
I mean, it comes back to the doubting thing. The things I could control and manage, I will work my ass off to really try to succeed and make everyone around me perform well, do good, advance to the next level. So I will say at that point, once I'm set into something, yes, I'll have self-confidence. I'll really push forward to drive the team, everyone, myself into, I'll say, a more elevated category. But on the other end, I'm not always top confidence into sometimes, yeah, again, it's relationship, even work. There's always challenges. I mean, we're not invincible. We're always going to make a mistake at some point. It's not like we're perfect all the time. So and I'll say this to add on the topic of not like being perfect. Like we need to expect that we will fail at some point, and it's okay. Like you fail, you get back up, you try harder, and you keep going. If that's what you're believing in, you just got to keep pushing. So yeah, it's normal to fail, but yeah, it's you try to yeah, you try that stuff that you can manage, bring it to another level. So yes, I think it's important self-confidence, but it's important also to not be overconfident as well. So yeah.
Are you at what is considered middle age, JF?
I think so. I was born in 83, so I'm 42. So I mean, I'm in there, right?
And what do you think about it?
I mean,
What do
it's
you think
great.
about your journey so far?
It's fantastic. To be honest, I am really happy. Like it's rare. Like my partner tells me this sometimes, my business partner, but I'm not the kind of guy that will stop and be like, "Oh, I've done this, that, whatever." It's just not in me. For me, I'm always looking at something above what I'm trying to reach, goals, whatever it is in life or at work or whatever. I'm always trying to drive forward. I never stop and look back. But that being said, when I do stop, sometimes when people tell me, "Hey, what about this? What about that? Blah blah blah." Yeah, I'm super proud. I feel like this is great for my family, what I was trying to push and expect in sports, film, and karate and whatever. Yeah, I'm very, very happy where I am. I'm happy with my personal life, happy with my work life. Traveling for us is fantastic. So everything I wanted to do, I try hard to make it succeed. And yeah, when I look back at it, I'm very happy and proud. So it's good.
And how do you view retirement?
I view it in like a two step thing. So ideally, and like on my end, I'm not the type of guy that just wants to be, I'll say like over present. Like I'd rather do, let's say, coordinating one big show a year in the movie business. And if I do have 5 months off, it's fine. Like I will work for 7 months, I have 5 months off, and I'm trying to do this within the next, I'll say, 3 or 4 years. When I'm 45, 46, and my kids are like 18, 19, I do want to try to be not a snowbird, but try to go down south for like January till March and try to enjoy life as much as possible, learn some cultures, come back, work, have fun. The balance between all of this is beyond important for me. This is like something I really, really, really look forward to. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to retire too early, but at the same time, I want to kind of not go too heavily into work till like 60 either. I don't want to just be working 10 or 11 months, 16 hours a day for like till I'm 60. Like that's for me is nonsense. Like I gotta live the life as fully as I can because who knows, like I might die at 85, but I might die in 2 weeks. So I'm just trying to live as fully as possible. But also these feels like 42 is great. I'm in shape. I could do stuff. It's not like I'm 22 with no money and just striving to do stuff. So it's great. I feel this is perfect timing that if you can accommodate both, this is something that we should all look forward to. So that's the way I really want to try to do the retirement thing. Kind of like, hey, work half the time and live half the time. That for me makes a lot of sense.
And if retirement comes, what do you plan to do when it's there?
I mean, I always want to learn and keep exploring. I don't want to be the guy on a chair all day and not doing much. I want to keep learning and exploring stuff. I don't think having businesses before, I still own businesses now. I don't think I'll be the kind of guy not doing anything. I don't believe that. Even though I'm fully retired, I'm sure I'll have, I don't know, some housing rental projects, or I'll be having, I love wine, so I might have a little wine shop. Who knows? I might have a baby business that will be 10, 15 hours a week that will self-run and whatever. But I think I still want to be part of something, even though it's not, I don't have to be there and it could be managed and I could be off for a bunch of weeks or whatever. I don't believe I won't do anything, but I do believe I will be very compressed in time that it's more living than working for sure.
And what do you feel about old age?
I mean, I feel that I really want to get there in a way that I'm still active, healthy. We all strive for that. I mean, that's the main goal. I just hope by that point we will be in a society that is still resembling something like today. Because I mean, that for me is like, I don't know, 30 years from now, 40 years from now. And hopefully the society is still very like, I mean, it evolved from like we're talking, there's still some interactions, but there's a lot of phone stuff. Like people are on their phones. My kids, they chat with people on the phones. Like they don't talk anymore. It's texting, it's FaceTiming, it's whatever, which is all great. But I mean, who knows in 30 or 40 years from now? But on my end, I just wish I'll be healthy, I'll be active, I could have a walk on the beach, have a good time. And yeah, I see it as very positive. I just want to live as long as I can, having as much fun as I can. So that's kind of the goal.
Do you ever get angry, JF?
I don't think so. It's very rare. I mean, for someone to really piss me off for a situation or someone, it you really got my elastic is forever long, but just don't snap it because then I'm gone. I'm never angry. Really, on my like we talked about it before, but the way I resonate things is really how can I twist it for it to be positive? Even someone else will backstab me or whatnot. You know what? I'll say, hey, like do your thing, I'll do my thing, and it's all good. Like let's part ways, and it's fine. Like we don't agree, we don't get along, and whatever. It's okay. Like yeah, just let's part ways. I won't be angry. Obviously, stuff in life do make me angry in some way, but it's very hard for me to get there. Like I will avoid that. But it's when you see something that's like you see people cut people in front of another line, like some basic rules in life that are just common sense that is not respected in terms of society. Yes, that I'll say pisses me off, but it's not like I'm gonna confront everyone that doesn't know how to live. But making me angry personally, I mean, it's yeah, I have a smile on my face 90% of the time, so it's not something I'm going there. That's why I thought angry was a funny topic because everybody that knows me probably never saw me angry. So you really got to stretch that elastic. But if I get there, it's over. I mean, for me, there's just no turning back. Like if you snapped it, you snapped it. I mean, if you made me go all the way there, it's because you've done something really wrong. So I don't feel bad after. Like it's just you're out or gone. That's it. It's game over.
Our children have their own personalities and
Hmm.
their own beliefs. What do you teach your boys about handling anger?
That's a good question. I mean, I hope they lead by example. So whatever they see out of me and my wife is kind of what they will preach as well. Very hard with a 15 and 16-year-old to have big, deep conversations about like anger management. But I do believe that, when they get angry, you see them once in a while, like, oh, whatever. I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's all good. Don't like, why are you going there? Like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. This is only like you're playing something or whatever. Don't be that mad. But I think that by them seeing us how we interact and react to certain situation really helps forging that. I believe that the example part is a stronger thing than sitting down and conversating about it. So yeah, I would say that leading by example.
Now, if I ask you to send a message to each member of your family, what would it be?
Oh,
Forget that I'm here.
yes. Oh my God. I would say I love them very much. I just hope it stays this way because I'm having the best time of my life. It's fantastic. I hope they're feeling the same as well. And I just hope we can do that like as long as we can and stay as healthy and happy as possible and stay tight as a family. Even though they'll grow up and they'll have their own family and their own path, I just hope we keep going into this nice family that we have. And same with my wife. I just hope we continue travel having the best time and can enjoy every little moment that is left because we're such in a wonderful world and being able to do all the things that we do is just amazing. So yeah, I would say that.
You're a good man, JF.
Thank you. Thank
You're a
you.
good man. And I want to thank you for joining us in this new departure
Yes.
of the Boomer Pod.
Yes. Wishing you the
You
best
have
with it. It's
my
amazing.
best to your family and my best to you.
Thank you so much, Larry. Thanks for receiving me.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
And you will be happy too.